закончим наконец-таки эти легенды сраные. И начнем этот ивент, надеюсь. Что за, блять, пройдите 40 в этих легенд, то чтобы познакомиться с персонажем. Нахуя мне знакомиться с Райден? Она меня отпиздила в первый раз, потом я ее отпиздил, потом мы вместе с ней отпиздили другую. И вообще... Нет. И вообще... Что там по молитвам? А, мне же Юнзин сегодня выпало. Я и забыл. Так, 39. Круто так откручено. Нормально, кстати. А здесь сколько? Так, 56. 19 сколько осталось? Плюс-минус. Я хотел вот это. Угу. Да, Макото зовет. Я так и понял. А? Чего, ебать? Ты мне куда? В какую сторону надо крутиться? Да, она в левую крутится. Я правильно сказал тогда.
We're finally here. The entrance.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm about to put an end to it all. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Бездна такой же.
Follow me.
Where we go?
А я не хотел...
I'm dizzy. Whoa. This place... Look over there! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler.
Сёгун.
This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Paimon knows that voice. Is that the puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Учитывая, что вы сражаетесь на посохах.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse. Are you alright now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body.
Подожди-ка. Использует тело своей куклы? Ёкарсете, что?
As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect, though she is a puppet. The Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this. It's a bit extreme.
Это уж слишком.
Showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something?
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been
Хули
vested
ты голос
power over
изменила?
all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Rайден Shogun. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination. Every action undertaken is for the sake of determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Rайден A.
Ха, она сражается мечом, а она сражается посохом. Нихуя.
In the end, even the proud and mighty only maiden was cut down and disgraced.
Подожди-ка, я за свою и сражаюсь? А можно я...
Your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth. Never shall it.
Я не хочу за свою и сражаться. Нормально они подменили мне.
Here, let. We're finally.
Блин, опять все это проматывать.
Whoa! Where'd the Torii gate come from?
This is a place.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Кстати, интересно то, что они прям заставляют именно одним персонажем играть. Даже если он у тебя типа есть.
Where are we go?
Потому что сейчас, типа, по сюжету она сама сражается. Это круто.
Whoa. This place.
А я просто хочу за пробного персонажа, потому что я за Райден обычную, которая у меня есть, я и так за нее буду сражаться.
Another A.
We meet again, traveler. This body, should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait.
You have wandered the. You believe you're but have you really been? I'm here to show you. We are both.
Причем реально получится 3 Райден.
The discomfort I was, as she indicates, but inside a realm of, though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary,
Да,
she appears here to confront me.
Hey, showdown with the.
The rules I set, I would not try.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they.
My form is a. It inherits A's every action of determination. Only rule. Those were my thoughts when. Now, you wish to make yourself. I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Rайден A.
Блин. А сейчас, знаете, было, что было бы лучше? Чтобы они, типа, сейчас за A играть, они бы дали бы возможность ей сражаться только мечом. Потому что она поднимает именно меч.
In the end, even the proud and mighty only maiden was cut down and disgraced.
Она вся заряженная.
Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did.
Ха, прикольно, одним и тем же оружием типа сражаемся. Абсолютно одинаковые.
feather.
Ты охуела.
Insolent, inferior. There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Ну, все. Где ты? Блять, я просрал всю ульту.
Shine down. Strike dead. Torn to oblivion. The Kitsune sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
Чего?
Now you shall perish. Shine down. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. To oblivion, transcendent. Inferior.
А я хп себе не восстанавливаю.
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Only emptiness awaits.
Have you finally defeated her?
Сейчас еще раз активируется. У всех боссов есть вторая стадия. Ты все так же хорошо сражаешься. Сейчас зеленое кольцо силы активирую, как... Жалко, камеры нет. Я палец средний показал бы.
In this realm of consciousness, she was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking. One, if I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward.
Жалко, у тебя глаза... Ой, этого... Сердца бога с собой нет. Ты вообще ее вот так вот... Хотя Джун Ли и без этого... Позови Джун Ли, камень кинет. Жалко, у меня Джун Ли нет.
This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new... It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to... I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Эй!
Like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna... She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has... What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. And then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the fight?
Я и Мика позову.
Can't let anything bad happen to A while she's... Oh, but we also can't get in. Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't fail Paimon now. Okay. Oh, you're right. Who knows if she really
What? Another...
Да я бы и сам поднялся бы. Опять ты у Сакуры.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first...
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of...
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's A. She...
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like... You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, so you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help?
Is she playing dumb? She's...
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of view thought.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer...
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little... First things first. Follow me.
Обратно туда. Кстати, раньше это было заблокировано до одной миссии. Как бы я сюда попал бы?
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar. So, in other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location...
So, it's abstract, but has a location. But you don't know where it is, but you can still...
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a... This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much...
What? Alright, well, I might stand you then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
You... Paimon had it up to here with both of you! Fine! Paimon's coming too.
Oh. Well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space.
Ну мы как и победили, так
Well
и...
then, the door's open. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Ё-моё.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Опять? В шоке, да?
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in... This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back over countless battles. Not once have you lost, and never have you shown... Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered.
Еще по идее тогда, если бы годы проходили бы, мы бы сейчас пришли бы, они уже дрались бы.
For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consume, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night.
Вот я о чем говорил. Чтобы она мечом сражалась. Как и должно быть, чтобы у нее ульта постоянно работала. Да, правильно, наконец-таки они правильно сработали. Ха-ха.
been shattered.
Ладно, разработчики не... What? А, это тот самый удар, который щит пробивает.
There is no escape. Erase all threats. Eternity is in my hand. Shine, the will I carry within me will never be eroded nor destroyed.
Ха.
This is the end. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was based... But a will that cannot be eroded. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle,
Все-таки
it seemed
разработчики
to unleash a new and
красавчики
unfamiliar power.
правильно оружие дали, то что я должен мечом сражаться. Она же от ульты бьет.
This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her.
А зачем здесь подпись предыдущий электрохонд, если об этом вся и идет история?
When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant.
Теперь я буду играть не за куклу, а за Райден.
I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change, but as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that there was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to... But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore.
3 райда в одном месте.
In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, but I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along. Don't look down on me. See? It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Here, take it. Before my last shred of consciousness fades away, that it is you who must take the most important step.
Her life turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really?
Священная Сакура.
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understand eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of
a place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now...
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything...
Well, I'm not convinced that it was...
Спасибо за отсутствие звука.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness.
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today, and obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within them. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you... After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision, I have to say. This has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days?
Ему у нее серьезный взгляд какой стал.
Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, after that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge
А что это
news!
за Сакоко?
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the... I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
А, теперь можно ездить будет. Крутяк.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope. It was not just...
If the people of the past deserve the god's attention, then so do the people.
Indeed. No longer will I ignore their passions and dreams. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. To put it bluntly, it was faced with an endless battle. I had to remain focused at all times. Had my concentration lapsed, safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skills would not have been up to the challenge. And through it, many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. Abolishing the Sakoku decree has a myriad of implications. It would be folly. For example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat to Inazuma's businesses. These are the issues that I must work to solve.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to sell entrance tickets to the Grand Narukami Shrine in the future.
Honestly, Miko, many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will be sure to remind the Tenryou, and it's not only the monsters that I am worried about. I'm concerned about what else might escape from the sacred Sakura.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty more besides memories held in the lake.
Since you clearly understand, perhaps you could think about making an effort too. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Что такое боже?
Yaimiko said nothing of the sort, and the traveler has some nerve making up spurious claims about her while she is still present. Some words are not to be passed on. Trust me, you don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you as our little secret.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ooh, I suddenly want some fried tofu.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma,
Ямика все же...
but I
А,
am
я
prepared
Ямика
for
сказал,
them.
что ее божество... Понял. У них
Many challenges still lie ahead for
Ага.
The campaign begins.
Два Сёгуна и Мика. Опа. Белые.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Подожди-ка, я и Мика после ее открывает. Ладно. Да вы издеваетесь. Еще и какоми выполнить. Ёкарный бабай. Это поэтому событие так долго длится. Сейчас еще. И...
Now you shall perish.
Куклу буянит. Почему 30? Стоп. А почему 30 стоит? Типа потому что новое? Понятно.
Illusion shattered. Your verdict is decided. This world, a fleeting shadow. Thunder.
Нет, что-то она только у себя.
Illusions are but distractions.
Вот она настоящая. Нет.
This bond is eternal.
I missed a spot. Steady as stone.
Не, ну пиздец она сильная.
I missed a spot. Access denied.
Witness. There's no escape. Calamity.
Born of ice and frost.
Блять.
obstacles. Eternity is in my hand.
Did I miscalculate? Someone needs assistance.
Inferior.
As a good knight should. For Rex Lapis! Dog's over!
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal.
Блять, и по ней еще он больше бьет, чем кто-либо.
I must leave no stone unturned. Access denied.
Absurd! The eye sweeps the lands. Shine down. Shattered. Inferior. Inferior. Strike dead.
Born of ice and frost.
Lightning falls on the land of eternity. Pathetic. Weak. This body is eternal.
Leave it all to me. No touching. Blaze over.
Purge all obstacles. Inferior. There is no escape.
As a dutiful maid would.
Purge all obstacles.
I must leave no stone unturned. I'll catch up.
Witness the final calamity.
I'll catch up.
Illusion shattered.
Ха! А куда делся ульта Райден? Excuse me.
Followed by blaze.
Leave it all to me.
Хара у меня силы забирать.
Perish.
Next on the agenda.
Is in my hand.
Access denied.
There is no escape.
As a good knight should.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
All hail. Steady as stone.
Ай, Соник ёбаный.
Time to go.
The eye sweeps the land. Shine down.
Nope. Rex Lapis. I am sorry.
Я настолько долго сражаюсь, серьезно?
This and
Я настолько долго сражаюсь, что я уже восстановил откат.
strike dead. There is no escape. Lightning falls on the land of eternity. Shine down! This body is eternal. Leave it all to me. Purge all obstacles. Perish! Inferior!
As a dutiful maid would. Steady as stone.
Witness the final calamity! Illusion shattered! Perish!
Leave it all to...
Не, ну атаки с ней красивые. Ничего не скажешь. Но то, что как она пробивает щит, очень хорошо. Вот это вот проблема.
Born of eternity is in my hand!
Steady as...
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Blaze over. I must leave no stone unturned. Fire, hands on fire!
Блять, промазал.
Now you shall perish! Euthymia crumbles before me.
Еле одолел. Подожди-ка, с нее только электрофрагменты падают. Самый жлобный босс.
Steady as stone.
Да, с ней только электро падают. Ну ладно. Блять, потом он скажет мне, пройдите аратакита. И у меня будет оставшийся один тарталий не пройденный. Считаю, это неуважение к тарталии. И ко мне.
This should be where Kokomi said to meet her. Do you still remember this place? Paimon remembers we came by here last time we visited. What that was back when
Не
you
проходили
became
здесь.
captain of swordfish too. Things on the island must have changed a lot since then. Oh, shall we take a look around?
Не переменился. Мы здесь кучу раз были. И у нас была миссия. И не забыли, что мы рыба-меч.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the enemy, seek... Marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea, burning their...
General Goro, sir, do you have a verdict?
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise that if we could split into two teams. Then again...
Sir, shall I send for re...
I doubt there's... Her Excellency's directives also
Sir, we're just gonna stand by and watch them lead?
Her Excellency's...
Hey, Goro! What are you guys up to?
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Recently, the remnants of the Fatui, unfortunately...
Hard to
Good. There's not a moment. Watch yourselves.
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us.
Frozen. Crisp. Let's move. Stay right there. Almost.
We're way behind schedule. Access denied. Next on the agenda.
Чего, как ты здесь промазала?
I guess this is it. Roasted fry.
Leave it all to me.
You need to hurry up.
Ха. Ты попал в мою ловушку.
Comrades, they've set the ship on fire. An arson attack. Curse them. They leave us no choice but to attack. Comrades, let's make them regret it. Backing off.
I must leave no stone.
Not breaking a sweat. I must joy. We've only just begun. Get together.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape. Shine down. Now you shall perish.
Some quiet.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent their escape without you.
What's that you're holding? Is it the... Let Paimon see! Oh, wow! This...
Yeah. Well, no, not all of them. I have 5.
Are you serious?
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her general operational directives, which are more comprehensive than most. Still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure we're prepared for every eventuality, no matter how complex.
Oh, understanding every
А нет, мы здесь были, ладно.
sounds tiring enough. Let...
Captain, are
Но
you
мы
back on
никогда первый раз
Watatsumi
были
Island to
здесь
lead
были.
Swordfish 2 again? We've all been feeling your absence. Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace, and that we should reduce the size of the military and focus on helping the civilian population. About half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting, of course, not...
The spirit of... Anyway,
I believe Her Excellency, there were reports of a... We should probably get going ourselves. And, I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but I don't know what's causing it. They won't say. They used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping it hidden. I don't like it one bit.
sounds good. Ready when you are.
Блять, я вот сейчас. Фух, задание легенд какое последнее? Ладно, пройдем.
Wait, aren't you Captain of Swordfish? Oh, it is you! Oh, you have our gratitude. Watatsumi Island wouldn't have I wasn't with Swordfish too. But you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of honor. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your service. In fairness, victories declared. I don't know what else. And all the more so.
What a nice guy.
I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Can't place you, but I'm guessing you're not unsettled. Not that I would, necessarily. I keep to myself, mostly. We're at peace now, finally, and I, for one, intend to make the most of it. My life right now is about two things. Sorry that I can't be more help to you. I'll tell you someone you could ask.
Seems he's about to fall asleep. Let's leave him to rest and...
Подбили в полете.
I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking. I mean, peace talks? Give me a break. Why would she agree to that?
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryo Commission. I heard they've been secretly coordinating with the Fatui and
Wait, for real?
Positive.
I knew it. Shh, keep your voice.
Hey there, what you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing just now?
No, let's not mention it. She's one of her closest advisors. For all we know, the peace talk...
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably play it safe. Welcome back to Watatsumi Island.
Her Excellency should be in the...
Paimon definitely detected some hush-hush going on there.
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryo Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryo Commission merchant doing business here.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should. Take him away!
Wait! Kokomi! Something's going down over here!
Your Excellency! This merchant is suspected of criminal activity. Our surveillance shows that in his home...
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked up here, shall we? Matsuda, Uchimura, I understand that you're concerned, but before we make any decisions over whether if he's guilty... Excuse me, sir. As you know...
Of course!
But then...
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't... And even if they did...
What? The Tenryo Commission are colluding with the Fatui now? I suppose it is true. What's that got...
Would the Tenryo Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fightings are... We met a representative of the Kud... But...
It has been brought to my attention. We are scheduled to be... Kujo-Sara and I will be accompanied by our guards. We will use the talks to discuss future plans in detail. But just as arrangements, if that's the case, sir...
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. These...
Very well. However...
Yes, of course.
Matsuda?
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I also have a few new things.
If we do find the merchant's goods in the hands of the Fatui, it'll prove he's innocent. Whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryo Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
Ладно, мне нравится, что я хотя бы предметы получаю, да нахуй все это. 69 ровно. Сейчас приду. Я вернулся. Так, книжка. У меня наконец-таки много моры. Ой, 17 книжек, но я прокачаю эту сахарозу. Нормально. Вас Сёгуна ворует. Опять собаки орут.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a hilichurl camp. Who knows why... Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain here gives us an advantage, and we haven't given away our position so far. Our enemy is in the light, while we are in the shadows. Strategically, we have the upper hand. Option 1. Take the king, and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak at present. Nothing more than if we strike from above and take down their leader first. The rest of them will be hard-pressed to put up a serious fight. Option 2. Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example. If we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight without alerting them, they'd be caught completely off guard. Both their Option 3. Use the environment against them. We're close to the sea here, so the air is very humid. I can gather the water vapor, you add a touch of lightning, and together we can shock them into submission.
Молнии. Откуда знаешь, что я молнией владею?
It's a lot to think about, though. Which option should we choose?
Кстати, я тут подумал. А ведь я могу и не ворвать силу элементов. Как бы. По факту. И в катсценах смотрелось бы странно, я еще не владею типа элементом, а она бьет камнем. Единственный элемент, который я по сюжету я должен получить, это анема. Хм.
That will depend on our assessment of our own ability. A surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution, but requires superior with an explosion. We could rapidly reduce their numbers without a protracted battle.
Еще громче говори.
But absolute stealth would be required during the operation. Or if we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy All right. We'll draw them out first to minimize damage to the camp itself. I haven't had much chance to fight alongside you in the past, and still, not to worry. Even if I can't... Okay, let's clear out the camp and find out...
I'll put you up. Let's move. I see through you. Don't be a killjoy. We've
A
only
brash
just
maneuver!
begun. You can't run.
Their movements have become rigid and sluggish. We make a good team.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only...
Кстати, что там по созвездиям? А, ему церемониальное одеяние нужно. Ой, лохи.
Hold the line. Torrent, bring refuge.
You haven't seen the last of us.
Где рыба? Она же церемония где-то.
Can't run. Well,
Я хочу Какоми. Но Какоми не хочет меня. Плюс 21к. Зачем ей столько крита добавили?
don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. Looks like I went too far. What an impudence.
There is no escape!
Rest and rebuild.
Torn to oblivion!
The loneliness of death. Dues.
Illusion shattered! Insolent!
Анатолий.
Allow me.
No escape.
Covenant of the Deep.
You can't run from death.
Excellent work. All thanks to your... Actually, even the best tactics, winning a battle takes a... Now that you mention it, Paimon did make a pretty
Кстати,
big
Какоми очень
contribution.
хороший персонаж для Райден. Я как заметил сейчас.
Hey! I must admit, what's their objective? Are the soldiers right? Could... All right. So these are the Fatui food supplies? Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials! This is way too dangerous! We should tell Kokomi right away! And hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? There's a lot of stuff. Kokomi! Kokomi! I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen food, medicine, farming tools. All essential for post-war recovery by contract in all likelihood. We're not just gonna... Don't worry. In my recently issued if he had... Kokomi! Nothing. It's not long now and... Got it!
We're way behind.
My goods! Thank you, Your Excellency. You see, I told...
I'm not so sure.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui operates, they would have left...
but...
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbskulls?
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusations originally leveled at you, but hoarding essential goods is a crime under the temporary decree. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate measures. In addition to enforcing the sale of these goods at the
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, I abide by the prince. Just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized. You may have...
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there. Take him away!
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him, but it doesn't add up. Those of a Tenryo Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. Leave the shrine paraphernalia to me. As for the rest, I'll leave... I know.
Not at all, Your Excellency. We're on it. But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs of collusion in this case, but our people know what they saw. Something is... I know the peace talks are coming up, so please keep an open...
I understand your concern. I'll be sure to... I'm going to take these items back to the... Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must all seem a little alien to you. It's been a long time since I last came to this village. There's been a lot to deal with recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not... It was close to the statue of the... But after she struck down our protector deity, relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have to be let go eventually.
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your busy schedule? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear. You need to take better care of yourself.
Thanks for your concern.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. After all this time fighting the Shogun's army, if we reconcile with them, the god...
Come on, that's ancient.
I know,
I appreciate your concern.
Wonderful. We're...
Oh, Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... fancy meeting you at a place... do you know, my daughter... I'm always telling my daughter that if she... I mean, just look...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look...
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year.
Your Excellency! Isn't this the captain of Swordfish too?
Your Excellency!
Please, though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and submit it to the shrine. Then I can respond to each one. Are you all right? This kind of...
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items.
Oh, we retrieved those already.
Really? That's fantastic. You never cease to amaze us, Your Excellency. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and placed them on your desk. Also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your...
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies...
I see. Oh, let's rendezvous tomorrow.
Yay! The victory feast!
That's the name of the game.
Great! See it...
The prices...
Huh. Coco... that's weird. She does... How is she still not... Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't know where she's gone.
So strange.
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should my whereabouts be unknown, direct them to proceed south. The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her Excellency has made no communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, as far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on.
Kokomi really does think of everything.
Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Давай, заряжайся.
Are you sure this is the right place? It feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look. Kokomi!
Спит.
So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and get things ready for the victory feast today. You got sick? We'll go find...
No. It's...
You run on an...
No. It's just a figure of speech. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I can't always be the... You noticed? I guess I haven't quite mastered the ability to hide how I'm feeling. To be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. At first, my dream was to read up on militaries constantly communicate here somehow, but because of my bloodline. So, whenever I don't worry, it doesn't... I have to make a speech.
Is there anything we can do to...
I should be feeling it. I was reading a book last time I was here, but... I only got about halfway through.
We'll find it and then we'll read it out to you.
You do that? I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
understatement. This is a lot of work for one person. And let's try.
Ха, напоминает эту Ганьюй.
Could this be the book she wanted?
Сегодня мы с представлением торговой ассоциации весь день спорили энергия -4.
Swordfish Captain came back today.
That's just, Give it here.
Guess that was the wrong.
Next on the agenda.
It's gotta be. Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the. Ooh, it's pretty dense. Paimon doesn't. Well, let's take it.
I'm not sure, actually. Could you read a bit out loud? Yes.
Kokomi? Oh no, she's fallen asleep. What are we doing? Tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around. You sure that's a good? She does look pretty exhausted. Guess there's still some.
Avoid disaster. The war's over. Did you see?
What? Yep, you've been out for ages. It's nearly time for.
I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. That's gotta be 3 whole energy points right there. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves.
Woohoo! Kokomi's.
Как она оценит это в единицах энергии? Ема большой костер. Хута отжигай. Время само настало.
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to give a quick.
Oh, how much energy will.
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two, I recovered more quickly than usual.
That's great!
Welcome, everyone! Today is recently, our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we finally. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. Thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered here today. Tonight seems to have gone off without a. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. I still have no further leads regarding the. And I'm concerned that.
Okay, shoot!
With me around, no one would dare try any. Watatsumi Island recently. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally get back. During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do with what little fish and shrimp we could get our hands. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. The poor kids were crying all day and night, but there was just nothing I could do. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night long. I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here, have a fish. It's freshly caught, so it's a bit, fishy. But it's fine.
От рыбы отдает рыбой, ладно.
Ah, come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight. Her Excellency always teaches us to repay.
Okay, well,
Рыбу не дали.
Hey there. Care for some fruit and vegetables? Nature's remedy when you overdo the barbecue. Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryou Commission and the Fatui? I've heard rumors. It's funny you should say that. The soldiers seem excitable, though. He's been acting... It's a miracle the fighting is... Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information.
sounds promising. Let's go see what that... Go!
Ow.
Huh? Wait, don't tell me. You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon.
Nuh-uh. We would never run from a fight.
Is that so? All anyone talks about these days is peace and stability. Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Resistance? You got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. I'll answer your questions, but only if you can beat me in...
Ugh, this guy... What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about that.
О. Я даже... Ой. Спасибо, что дали мне за нее поиграть, потому что я хотел за нее
You're a
поиграть.
strong fighter. No wonder you really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain. Comrade. We made it up. The story about the Tenryou Commission colluding with the Fatui.
What? Poor Kokomi's been worried sick. What the heck were you thinking? This could send you right
What
back
the heck?
to war with the Tenryou Commission.
Yes, that's peace talks. Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. That's why the future of what's to stop the Tenryou Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the Raiden Shogun from issuing another vision hunt? We are the Resistance. Everything hit. We can't trust the Tenryou Commission or the Raiden Shogun. But we can put
Я тебе сейчас за Райден Шогун дам Райденом Шогуном.
Surely you agree.
His point does kinda make sense, but something about it, yeah. Everything you said, Jeff. Are you seriously willing to make up a wild rumor and ruin the peace everyone's worked so hard for?
Don't take that tone with me, acting like you're above all of this. For the sake of victory, we embodied the warrior's will to the fullest. You understand? We were all in. You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person. But how can I? How can I when every time I close my eyes, I see the face. Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can never forgive the Tenryou Commission and never forgive the... I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever. Go ahead and tell Sango Nomiya.
Too late? What do you mean? Darn. Doesn't seem like... What are we gonna do? This is really...
Какими у вас тут... Пидорасы.
I must leave no stone unturned, as a good knight should.
И такого пидораса... Блять, на хлеб пущу.
about the Tenryu Commission. They wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war. And they said...
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Рыба.
This is my fault. If only I'd perceived what they were feeling earlier. I think I understand what Kozen means when the talks don't begin until tomorrow. But both sides have already sent their guards to the location. I highly suspect that one of Kozen's pro-war co-conspirators will have infiltrated the guards with an intent to reignite hostilities tomorrow.
Well, that's no good.
That won't work. Firstly, the act of bringing a new team, it would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into taking action. They would attack the Tenryu Commission's guards, and we'd be in danger of war breaking. Not to mention that we have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's soldiers are involved in this plot. If we change the guard in haste...
Sounds like a really tricky situation.
Don't let it worry you. What's done is done. These soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not theirs alone. Whatever happens, let's meet here again tomorrow.
There is no escape. Ha!
Потушил.
Well, here. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure. But I thought about it carefully and realized there are no more than one. I took the liberty of writing them all down. This way, you will be able to adapt.
Whoa. Let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation, armed wow. There are so many! But
glad to hear it. These peace talks are quite exceptional. But any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our negotiating position. We will have to work all the harder if we want these. As the Divine Priestess of Watatsumi Island, this responsibility is, of course, mine to shoulder. But would you be excellent?
Подождите-ка, у нас всего 4 звезды, 4 четырехзвездочных копейщика. Кстати, если у меня только деда нет.
Osmanthus wine
Wine
tastes the
tastes
same as I
the
remember.
But
where are those who share the memory?
И здесь тоже одного не хватает только. Ну, одна рука, понятно, у меня куча их. Стрелковых троих нет. Катализатор тоже троих.
Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you?
Я хочу Кли, Какоми и Мика. Также цицы, а я казуху. А, еще я хочу... Так, стрелковые. Стрелковые, ну, стрелковых всех остальных. Стрелковых деда. И то, ну, такое. Сейчас к вам как Сёгун заявится. Сразу. Сара, привет.
It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the last time we met...
Yes, where you dealt my forces quite the devastating blow. But before we go any further, what are you doing here?
That's right. She's here to bear witness to the proceedings. She experienced the war between us firsthand and has made an enormous contribution towards securing the peace we have.
Seems reasonable. Then let's get straight. The first item is the Maritime Administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watatsumi vessels in Narukami. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay taxes in accordance with Narukami legislation in order to bring their catch back to Watatsumi.
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from the Tenryou Commission while in your waters. Any losses they sustain due to issues of public security will need to be compensated by...
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you that your vessels will be quite safe in our hands.
Negotiations seem to be going pretty smoothly.
The next item has to do with the movement of people and in the past. Our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival in Watatsumi. And the same has been true for your people on arrival to Narukami. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Few merchants are now willing to engage in Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint a business council to oversee trade between our two islands.
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need to involve merchants from both sides in this process if it is to succeed.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential goods at the moment? Having the Yashiro...
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Between the diverse range of goods we can produce ourselves and our strong trade links with other areas, we are capable of sourcing everything we need. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going beyond the remit of the Tenryou Commission's authority.
Let's leave that aside for now, then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short...
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone has ultimate responsibility for Inazuma's national security. We cannot allow Watatsumi Island to be the sole exception to this rule indefinitely.
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take every... Comrades, never trust the Kujo. Let's get them!
Protect Madame Kujo!
Number 16. No, wait. 67? Or is it 73? Which one is it?
The last one, but hold off for the moment. Stand down, Tadakatsu. The situation has changed. Please stand by for further orders. Rest assured, I am fully aware of your concerns, but I will deal with the situation from here. Madam Kujo, this is rather serious. I believe you owe Watatsumi Island an explanation.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody makes another move until I have finished investigating. You two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this true?
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion.
We were approached by a few Fatui. They mentioned a potential cooperation to keep the war. At the time, I felt like we could give it a try. After all, they'd be...
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and stirring things up a little. With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion. It was just a one-off conversation. How anyone...
That's enough. When we return, there will be consequence. Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? You should be having no interaction with them whatsoever. So...
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to...
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep Inazuma in a state of turmoil. One day... ...ability for this issue. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to blame for this state of affairs. Please, grant us another...
But of course, Madam Kujo. I have every confidence in your ability to resolve. For the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryou Commission's ranks. I would therefore not feel comfortable releasing what...
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as the Tenryou Commission has... As for the trade issues we raised, I will discuss options with the Yashiro Commission and make sure
Seems like Kujo-Sara's on the defensive now. These negotiations...
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was a skilled negotiator, as well as a formidable commander. I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. Settling our differences on the battle, I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back, I will conduct a thorough investigation in...
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, they will attempt to re-establish contact with your... I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being, lest you tip them off and they disappear. Wait for them to come to you.
I will bear this in mind. Thank you. I shall take my leave now. Until we meet again.
Your Excellency, we...
Чисто так. Ты долбоёб, нет, ты долбоёб. Нет, вы оба долбоёбы, блядь.
Your Excellency!
I have already been informed on the reasons for your action. You believe the Tenryou Commission to be untrustworthy, and sought to sabotage. Fortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryou Commission plot. Yet, this was purely incidental.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. If we stop now, I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate victory, even if it means...
I understand your sentiments. But you cannot simply impose your will and expect others to bear the consequences. During the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, there was a glorious victory. For you, perhaps the experience that you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember the war quite differently. Most people suffered terribly through each. Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. They are tired of treading water, and don't need you dragging them back. I understand, I do. And the fault is not you. It was largely an oversight on my part. I taught you to nurture a warrior's will. But...
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. It was ours either way. We are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare...
Ta-da-da-da-da. This is prank.
I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This division will be responsible for keeping Watatsumi Island safe and secure. You and your comrades will all be welcome to join. But be warned.
Your Excellency, what are you...
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace and stability in the near future. Many seek peace, but there are still those who pursue war. It is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace, but we must still retain a defensive capacity. Those whose warrior's will is alive and well. I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunate samurai at a time.
Thank you.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, there can be no more insubordination. And if there is, there will be no more leniency from me, whatever reasons you may have.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on our training. Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency. We'll report to General...
I can feel my energy levels starting to drop.
О, опять бандажер так.
Thank you for everything. With your help, peace has been restored. Recovering. Sleep today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I've improved.
Мне почему-то вспомнилось Бионикл, когда Накама Таху излечала, она потом пошла к водоему и типа от воды питалась, напиталась энергией.
I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiations next time. Do you think so? In the past, I was concerned only, but I realized now that wasn't going... I have a long way to go. In short, I've still got some maturing to do. Could you stay here on Watatsumi Island?
Ну, наконец-то. Сейчас подойду. Наконец-то. Что это? А, я могу это еще открыть. Супер. Хотя бы небесный бык не надо проходить. О, я гору открыл. Спасибо.
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
That's
Опять.
correct. There's a requester who is
A designated commission? Sounds like it must be...
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means.
Yay! A festival! Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended...
The Yashiro Commission.
Почему не были? Были там, где эти фейерверки.
The one who has requested your help is none other than Lady Yae herself.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual... We better go to Grand Narukami Shrine and see what she...
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine.
Oh, well, that's convenient enough.
Вон и я, и Мика. Сейчас. А, я забыл сказать, я этот... Для Делюка прототип открыл. Останки, ё-моё. Ладно, не буду пока прокачивать, это смысл. Я за него не играю. А вот для Лизы мне бы давно пора прокачать, а то... Ё-моё. Чуть-чуть не хватило. А то давно уже этого, а он так не прокачан. Да, еще бы ей арты прокачать. Тут говно, арты на ней стоят. Ну, нахуя ей восстановление энергии? Нахуя ей защита?
Aratani and Kuroda, how are things coming along?
All the books and commission prints for Yae Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday afternoon, Lady Yae.
Very good.
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty reborn as Raiden with unlimited power and...
well done. And what about you, Onodera?
Что такое грустный?
Ahem. Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady Yae. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence. Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all...
Yes, Lady Yai. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We are running out of time, so... Hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission,
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine? You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog. Let me ask you, little ones, whoever said that the festival must involve...
Huh? But isn't that a given?
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer
вот
the same
зачем ей
nation that
нужен
once
был.
resisted change tooth and nail.
Так вот зачем нужно было вторую эту, ладно.
Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time, we'll be holding an international cultural festival, distinctly Inaz... I suppose I should start by telling... Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry. They are known as the 5 Kasen. Every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which, thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed. As time passed, people began creating various tales based on the 5 Kasen. The Iridori Festival was...
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in culture.
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance. Which is precisely why I've decided to revive the... holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
But, wait a minute! Light novels?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage. But nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're... Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current... And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to all Teyvat through light novels. As they say, it's...
Whoa, that was close! Paimon was nearly carried... Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here.
Блин, ей не тяжело глаз бога в ухе держать.
Well, what do you say? Aren't you two even a little curious about what interesting things you might see at the festival?
Maybe a little. Oh, all right. Paimon's super curious now.
Come, let's pay a visit to the venue in Rito together. I promise that it
Там
will give
будет
you
клей?
there we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
Из Банштада? Егор.
During the Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main... Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and this small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the...
Wow. How should Paimon put this? It's definitely... Huh. Miko!
Yes, those are...
Ah, Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. At last we meet again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself...
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and...
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Iridori Festival originated from the 5 Kasen. These 5 boards are here for painting their... This Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku Decree. It is therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited... For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt.
Опа! Из Mondstadта, я же
The Yashiro Commission
говорил.
will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished guests. However, which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests.
Подожди-ка, там игрушки Сёгун.
I knew you would catch on. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on...
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet with my... During the festival, most of the Yae Publishing House's editors will be staying near...
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look and be sure to pick up the passengers according to the times
always
written on.
attract so many people. Ugh.
Можно я Сёгуна куплю? О, магазин открылся. И нахуя он открылся? Ладно, угля купить можно. Жемчужины, сангу, ну их много. Делать мне их некуда. Так уже по какому... Ой. Ночью храм руками красивый. Красивее, чем днем. С 6 до 8. А не с 8 до 12. Ладно.
According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Kasen portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
Жалко, у меня Мика нет. Ой. Ну и лисичка. Ой, даже как коми. А нет. Кто это? А в смысле, она уже плавает? Я же только вчера поймал. Но я не против. Пускай плавает. Мне он только на радость. Сейчас этот Альбедо, блин, приплывет, он же хороший художник. Какая-то особенная рыба была, обманули. Нифига, кицы повесили. Кли. Давай кли. Блин.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt. Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's... Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Do you... Huh? Why's that? Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an Archon. If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival,
Да, кли.
childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Я же говорил, сейчас кли будет.
Miss Honorary Knight, Paimon!
It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation.
Я же говорил, Альбедо сейчас придет. Художник хороший.
Everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been really busy these days. Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori Festival...
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kasen!
Это я тебе сказал.
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx.
Calx? Mel?
Oh, by the way, editorial director of the Yae publishing house there.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading...
Great. Let's get going then.
Я же говорил, сейчас Кли придет. Кли, милашка. Да, прошли мы с ней только одну миссию, но прикольно. Я ее хочу убить. Да, я как-то говорю, что не хочу убивать Лоли, но так получилось.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others. Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was... As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived. Strange. It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain... Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today.
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name. Because of the sheer age of the tale, very little has been passed down to this day. So, Mr. Hiroyama, I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So, I agreed on only receiving the details today.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one, depicting Suiko...
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running up...
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tightened. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma. I still don't know how well they turned out.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance, so that I can be better prepared.
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the Outland. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
Как они там танцуют.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
Мне кажется, с этого праздника я опять память консоли заполню всю.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days... Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the...
Sorry to interrupt, but...
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's...
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama. Does anyone know where he is now?
Mr. Hirayama is...
Oh, hold on a second, Murat. Excuse me. But you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 copies.
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information. I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him ourselves.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with...
Huh? How did you...
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hiroyama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, to add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hiroyama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Irodori Festival warehouse down by the docks. The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the...
What? The book's...
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last...
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse.
I see. It would be a great misfortune if A Legend of Sword would not be released on schedule. If Mr. Hiroyama has gone to the warehouse at the docks, then I'll go down to see if I can be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jeyu. Sounds familiar. Hey,
Кстати, да.
isn't that Shincho's pen name?
Oh, do you know him?
Shincho would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. What's a...
Кстати, об этом мы узнали в побочке. Еще скажите, что побочку... Сара. Венти.
Huh? It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course.
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, tone-deaf bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse...
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is... indeed me.
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again. Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But...
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might... And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here...
Ouch! Your words wound me! We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you?
Similar means?
Really, yes. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bard?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully and when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission general.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA publishing house, and there are some questions. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you...
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times.
Hmm? But if you clear...
Oh.
Huh? What did you notice?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means, as for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for...
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen...
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can... First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Так вот, что делает Венти с Аято в одном баннере.
Yes, understood.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether you're right.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sarah's quite the meticulous one. So,
yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time...
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely...
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be.
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already...
Ah, yes! I remember now.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've... However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the internet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving.
Ладно, Свете смешно.
Let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about...
Mr. Hiroyama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged...
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kasen. All the...
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kasen, the validity of their contents can no longer... But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style.
So, is the info useful for your paint?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather any... Though Lady Yae did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kasen, and everyone... So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hiroyama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's one more thing I need. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novel. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my...
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go.
Опять пить пошел.
Betty? What are you doing over there? You don't want us to leave you behind.
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment?
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I was sleeping. I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick... But on second thought, I think...
Let me see. Suiko chapter.
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the Shogun get stolen. Ah, this story sounds familiar.
Seriously? It's literally the same story?
Oh, indeed it is.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly... But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if...
All right, let's not get ahead of... Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking... and let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait...
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Wait a minute! What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my sword. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must be...
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes. One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, tone-deaf bard. You were just a model. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another
story.
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given,
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike?
it certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures. Yet all the popular stories... It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter...
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently. Fingers crossed.
What a coincidence. I was wondering where I might be able to find you, and here you are. Yes, indeed. I believe Klee has missed you tremendously. Alright, as much as I'd like to sit and chat with you, this time I'm here mainly for Klee. Before bringing Klee here, I told her many stories about Inazuma. It got her very... However, I've got other things to do in Inazuma this time, besides painting the port. Inazuma is not like Mondstadt. I can't just let Klee wander off by herself when I'm busy with other things. So I had to have her stay at the international... She hasn't complained, but I can tell she's not enjoying being stuck there. Fortunately, I...
Yay, Miss Honorary Knight's here!
Госпожа почетный рыцарь.
What you talking about, Miss Honorary Knight? Are we gonna go play? Yeah. But Albedo is really busy. Aw, Klee, you're such a thoughtful kid.
Совсем не как Пайман.
delicious slime. Anyway, it is pretty cruel not to let Klee go out when she was so excited to come here.
Мы присмотрим за Кли.
Yep. Allow the almighty traveler and dependable Paimon to bring Klee on a...
Klee, do you want to go play with Miss Honorary Knight?
Конечно, она хочет.
As you know, Klee is our Spark Knight.
Рыцарь Искорка.
We must keep her safe and sound. By which I mean, try to keep her out of trouble.
Просто скажи, чтобы Кли не взорвала город.
For instance, if a mountain in Inazuma was to lose one of its peaks,
Да, никаких взрывов.
An explosion somewhere in the city, glad to hear it.
I promise I'll bring you back an awesome souvenir, Mr. Albedo.
Great. I look forward to it.
There are loads of cool things to do in Inazuma. Try the local cuisine, visit a shrine. What do you want to do, Klee? Cuisine? You know, food and drink. Paimon just meant we could take you to a local restaurant. A restaurant? Yay! Snack time! Got it! Alright, snack time it is! Let's go!
Косплей и Мика.
I created another universe and founded Paris.
I wonder when I'll be as top.
Holds dear is but a backdrop of...
Каким образом она поняла то, что я за Сёгуна играю? В игре нет такой... А, это просто строчка из романа. Господи, они меня так сейчас наебали. Нормально. Я подумал, нифига игра отреагировала. Ну она ответила, не волнуйся, пока, Роман. Все хорошо. Слушай.
Welcome home, almighty Shogun. Welcome home, almighty Shogun.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition.
А на этом будем с вами заканчивать. С вами был я, Рока. Всем удачи и всем пока-пока-пока. Пока.